So if we get into trust, the first question that I have for you, and you're welcome here to use the chat, is answer this question. What would make you trust someone? I'm going to put that in the chat. If you think about either someone that you work with, someone that you've met, someone that you know, what would make you trust them? So let's break down how Charles Green said we can look at trust, and within the context of trust between people and trust within a team. The function that he came up with, you can see on the screen, is trust is a combination of reliability plus credibility plus, weird word, intimacy. We're going to break that down, divided by self-orientation. The first thing is credibility, what you've mentioned as competence, what you've mentioned as knowledge and experience. Is the person competent? Can I trust that you know what you're doing? Before I trust you, I need to know that you know what you're talking about. Think about it when you go to a dentist to have some horrible dental work done, right? What does the dentist have on his walls? All his certificates, right? All the stuff that says, I am a doctor, I'm a dentist, I managed to get through the course, I got full marks, whatever it would be. And I would need to see that as a potential patient of this dentist. I would need to see that the competency, the credibility is there. Can I trust that this dentist knows what he's talking about? That's the first critical aspect of trust. The second aspect, based on the function by Charles Green, is reliability. And you've mentioned that as well. Reliability, making the deadline, being able to do what they promised they would do. Can I trust you that you will do what you say you will? And reliability usually is built up over time. I'm sure you have people in your team that you know, if they tell you you're going to have that report by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, you will have that report. And you can rely that they will have that report by 9 o'clock, right? I would imagine that you also have people in your team that you know at 9 o'clock, you're going to have to phone them, right? Promise, I can see your face. So you're going to have to phone them, say, where's my report? And then at 2 o'clock, the report is still not there. Then you have to phone them again. And then at 5 o'clock, you have to physically go to their office and say, dude, where's my report? Reliability. Sometimes if the reliability is low, then the trust will be low. So think about, how do we increase trust? We increase credibility, we increase reliability, and that increases the trust. The third aspect, part of the function at the top, is what Charles Green calls intimacy. And that's a weird word sometimes to use in business, but I explain it in this way. Is the person authentic? Can you see that what they're showing you is the real person? They're not holding up a mask. They're not trying to pretend that they're someone else. There's a connection. There's a link between you and that person. There's that human connection. That's what he means by intimacy or authenticity. And think about whether you've met people where you didn't quite have that connection with them, right? And that probably led to you not kind of trusting them all that much. So again, think about, if you want to build trust in your team, how do you connect with that intimacy? How do you show them who you really are? And how do you get them to know you? Show a little bit about yourself. But all of that can be undone by what's at the bottom of the equation. And at the bottom of the equation, we've got something called self-orientation. And self-orientation means, can I trust that you care about me too? Or are you just in it for yourself? Are you going to be stabbing me in the back at the very next opportunity you get? Can I trust that when I'm not there, you will have my best interests at heart? Can you see that if self-orientation is low, that means you can trust that someone will look out for your best interest. The trust is high. But if self-orientation is high, meaning that person is out to get you or out just for themselves and they don't really care about you, the trust is low. I'm going to ask you to think about, what is the current level of trust in your teams? Trying to break it down to see, where are things falling over? And what can we do, which is the next question, what can we do to rebuild that trust? So what action can you take to go and rebuild the trust? Does it mean that you have to go and have a courageous conversation with someone and say, Your reliability is not what I'm expecting, and it's actually impacting on the trust. Might it be that you need to go and invite someone for coffee and say, I'm interested to know a bit more about you outside of work. What do you do for fun? And create that intimacy, right? Maybe there's something around check-ins that need to happen in your team meetings where people can show what they've done over the weekend, or show a picture of their house or their pets or their children or whatever it would be. So that was how trust works in a team. And I hope you have a couple of ideas around how to go and analyze the trust in a team and which aspects to focus on.